Squanto, Friend of the Pilgrims by Clyde Robert Bulla. Chapter 1. A Ship from Far Away. The Indian boy lay hidden in the tall grass. Behind him were the woods. Before him were the blue waters of the bay. Squirrels played in the pine tree above his head. One of them ran down the tree and sat on a low branch near him. The boy could have shot it with his bow and arrow, but he did not move. He looked out across the water at the wonderful sight that was there. A ship was sailing into the bay. The boy had heard of such ships, bigger than 100 canoes, with great sails blowing in the wind. Some of the Massachusetts Indians who lived in the north had told him of these ships from far away. They are the ships of the white men, the Indians had said. Far to the south, the white men have come and built villages. Some day they may come here. They may build villages on the shores of Massachusetts. The boy had asked his father and mother, "When will I see one of the white men's ships?" "Maybe never," they had said. He had watched and waited. He had grown to be almost a man. Now, at last, one of the great ships that had crossed the waters was here. A shout went up in the woods. He knew that someone else had seen the ship. The boy wanted to be the first to tell the news to the village. He jumped to his feet and ran. The village of Patuxet was not far away. It was in a clearing in the woods. There were 10 houses in the village. Each one was made of grass mats tied over a frame of poles. There was a field of corn beside each house. The boy ran to the village. "White men!" he shouted. "White men have come!" Faces looked out of doorways. "Where are they?" asked a girl. "In the bay," said the boy. "I saw their ship." He came to his own house. His mother was pulling weeds out of the cornfield. "What are you saying, Squanto?" she asked. "White men have come," he said. "I saw their ship." "We had better hide in the woods," said his mother. "Hide from the white men? Why?" asked Squanto. "I want to see these men. I want to talk to them." "You could not talk with them," said his mother. "They speak another language. It is a language we do not know." "Then I could look at them." "The white men have strange magic," said his mother. "They have fire sticks that make a loud noise and can kill a bird in the top of a tree." "I would not be afraid of their fire sticks," said Squanto. "I want to stay and see these white men." "Go to your uncle," said his mother. "Ask him what we are to do." Squanto's uncle was the chief of the Patuxet tribe. His house was the biggest in the village. Squanto called outside the door. The chief came out. He was an old man with deep lines in his face. His long gray hair was tied so that it hung down his back like a fox tail. "The white men have come," said Squanto. "Did you see them?" asked the chief. "I saw their ship in the bay." "They will come here then," said the chief. "Shall we stay?" asked Squanto, "or shall we go away into the woods?" The old man said proudly, "I do not fear the white men. If they wish to trade with our people, we will trade with them. Go to your mother, Squanto. Tell her there will be a feast when the white men come to see us. Tell her our men will hunt game in the woods and the women must cook it." There was great excitement in the village. People talked of the ship in the bay. They talked of the feast. Hunters went into the woods with their bows and arrows. Squanto went with them. The women built fires in front of their houses. Before long, the hunters were back with the game they had shot. They had ducks, geese, rabbits, and squirrels. One man carried a deer on his back. Soon the game was roasting over the fires. The children smelled the food. They came close to the fires. "We're hungry," they said. "Go away," said the woman. "This is for the feast." But when the men were not looking, the women picked off bits of food and gave them to the children. The men dressed for the feast. Some wore robes of deerskin, others put feathers in their hair. They painted their faces red, black, and yellow. The chief wore a band of turkey feathers around his head and a string of little seashells around his neck. Many families of the Patuxet tribe lived in the woods nearby. When they heard there was a feast, they came to the village. The men grew hungry and ate some of the food. The women and children ate some too. "Why don't the white men come?" asked Squanto. "I think they have gone away," said the chief. "No," said another man. "Their ship is still here, and some of the men came to the shore in a little boat. I saw them." Night came. The fires burned low. The people grew tired of waiting. Squanto's father and mother went into their house. Squanto went with them and lay down on their bed of grass mats. All over the village he could hear the Indians singing themselves to sleep. Squanto did not want to sleep. He wanted to stay awake, so he would be sure to see the white men. But his eyes would not stay open. Soon he was asleep.